Good evening, everyone. Aloy Jimako, the lead counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, has finally reacted to what the northern region of Nigeria are currently saying. It took the northern region complete 10 years for them to agree or even understand what Nnamdi Kanu said in 2014 when he said that Nigeria amalgamation has expired in 2014. That is after 100 years that Nigeria was amalgamated. Now, Shara reporters published that the northern region finally agrees with Nnamdi Kanu that Nigeria has expired. IPOB leaders lawyer react to Ango Abdullahi's comment. Now, before we go into the details of what the northern region or what Abdullahi is saying about the expiration of Nigeria and why Nigeria should be disintegrated into, so many parts, let us see how people reacted, because I like public's opinion. If there is anything that is trending, I like to see and to know what people react to, as in what is the public opinion, how is people feeling towards what is happening. Now let's go into the comment section of the Shara reporters to see what people are saying. This one is from Omeka Odema. Okay, it reads, one thing about Nnamdi Kanu is that you can hate him, you can ridicule him or disagree with him, but once reality hits you, you will realize that the young man is right. Absolutely correct. Yeah. So one thing about Nnamdi Kanu is that you can hate him, you can ridicule him or disagree with him, but once reality hits you, you will realize that the young man is correct or is right. Now let's go to another comment from Omenka Orenefo. He says, when Nnamdi Kanu is saying it, they are insulting him left, right, and center. Now their eyes don't meet. Anyway, let's go to another comment from Michael Monday Aja. He said, part of what the North and by extension Nigeria is suffering today is as a result of injustice done to a particular part of the country. Well, that could be true. And this one is from Sophia Kanu. Say, support the restoration of Biafra nation and free Nnamdi Kanu and enjoy your Nigeria. This one is from Raphael Odo. He says, truth is truth anywhere, anytime and any day. Everyone knows that Nigeria has long expired, even in the realm of the spirit. Oh my God. The earlier each region embraces peaceful disintegration, the better. Let me know what you think. This one is from IK Eze Onyeka. He said, Nnamdi Kanu has been vindicated. So, release him and apologize to him. Give him his heart desires, which is Biafra. If not, more calamities await this country. Wow. This one is from Okore Justice. He said, because this current government is not favoring them, Nandai, Nigeria never expire anything. T-Pain must complete his 8 years. Anyway, I wonder how so many people are now, campaigning for Tinubu, supporting him because they didn't support him before, and people who supported him are now crying. So the rest want to support him now so that they will continue to cry. That is the strategy. Anyway, let's go to Eze Oje Otto Namaka. And he said, I have said it before that it will definitely reach to a level where everyone will be tired of the country called Nigeria. By then, people from different quarters will simultaneously be calling for roundtable talks and to discuss how the country will break up amicably. And everyone goes to his and her place. We are almost there. Do you think it's going to happen? I don't know. Now, let us go to Ebuka Abraham. He says, Nnamdi Kanu has always been correct. He is Nigeria's solution, but because of Igbophobia, they won't listen to him. Meanwhile, federal government should obey their cause that freed Nnamdi Kanu. Now, we are coming to the last of the comments that we have gathered here. This one is from Celestini Bay, and it reads, the evidence are so glaring. You don't need to quote Nnamdi Kanu. There is no department or facet of the country's life that is working, or part of the country's life that is working. Everyone is scrambling for the national cake at a slightest opportunity. Patriotism is gone. And this one is from Godwin Odugbo. Godwin Odugbo is saying, Nnamdi Kanu is always right. May the Almighty God protect him from the Northerners. Well, who is the Northerners? No, you could say, may God protect him from his enemies, because the enemies of a man are members of, his household. Now, this one is from Kevin Izuchukwu. He says, they know Nigeria would one day cease to exist. That is why they are packing all their hands can get. Wow. This one is from Chukwu Franklin Nnamezwe, Anchor Exchange, right? Now, he said, who is not? Bros, made and divide the zoo. Justice, A.K. Omar says, God bless Nnamdi Kanu. And the last one we have here is from Favor Ogbonda. He said, they agree that it has expired because as the white government doesn't favor them. Until we get rid of tribal sentiment and bigotry, Nigeria, we have a really long way to go. That is the end of the comments we have gathered about what people are reacting to the northern elders or the northern region saying that Nigeria has expired. And Ando Ejimako is saying Nnamdi Kanu has been vindicated. This is what my client has been saying right from 2014, and this is 2024, over 10 years, and this man has been on trial because of these statements that people see that this statement could bring division and so on and so forth. But let truth be told, Nnamdi Kanu deserves his flowers. You might not agree with him, you may disagree with him, it's normal. You might be saying that, oh, you don't like the way he does his things, but when the reality hits you, you will remember everything he said. Now, let us turn to Shara reporters to understand the details of what these northern regions are saying. As the headlines reads that the northern region finally agrees with Nnamdi Kanu that Nigeria has expired, IPOB leader's lawyer react to Ango Abdullahi's comment. And the article was written on November 12, 2024. And here is the details. Barrister Aloy Ejimako, Special Counsel for the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has said that Nigeria's northern region has agreed with the IPOB leader that Nigeria as a country has expired. Ejimako said this on Tuesday while reacting to a statement attributed to the convener of the Northern Elders Forum, NEF, Professor Ango Abdullahi, who on Monday said that the legal instrument that established Nigeria as a country in 1914 expires 10 years ago. Now, and that Nigeria is in the real need of fundamental political and economic reforms. Abdullahi was reported to have made the statement while speaking at the National Dialogue on a homegrown parliamentary system of government held in Abuja. He reportedly said that the edicts which led to the amalgamation of the northern and southern protectorates by the British colonial authorities in 1914 was meant to expire after 100 years. According to him, the British brought together the diverse ethno-lingua groups they met on the ground and named the territory Nigeria, on the projection that the people would develop into a model nation state. Abdullahi said the edict setting up the country gave a time frame within which the country will grow into an indissoluble state or fail, and the group go their separate ways. Reacting to the statement, Ejimako said, the statement by the prominent northern leader is a significant departure from what was the stance of the North and from President Muhammadu Buhari-led Nigerian government, when some years ago, Kanu made the same statement in the broadcast on Radio Biafra. Ejimako added, to be sure, Nnamdi Kanu's position then, just as the North has now considered, was that the legal instrument upon which Nigeria was founded in 1914 has a fixed duration of 100 years, which expires in 2014. It will be recalled that this very broadcast was one of the major reasons Nnamdi Kanu was then charged with the offense of secession, which was later escalated to incitement of terrorism, for which he was rendition and remains in incarceration for over 3 years awaiting some trial. So, one might ask, now that the North has said the same thing for which Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, rendition, detained, and charged to court, is it not time for the federal government and even the North to show some contrition by apologizing to Nnamdi Kanu or acknowledge that he was right all along? That is a question I think the federal government have to answer. Is it not time for Nigeria to apologize to Nnamdi Kanu? Because these are the things they say. Nnamdi Kanu, he said Nigeria will divide. No, Nigeria is not negotiable. The unity is not negotiable. Nigeria can never be divided. Now, maybe the North, I don't know. for their own personal reasons, they see that maybe what they thought that they could do, they won't be able to do it, because they see that a lot of regions have departed mentally from Nigeria. Now they are saying that they want Nigeria to divide because the entity has expired in 2014. We said this, they hated us. Nnamdi Kanu said this, they hated him. But you know what? It's a promise. Reality will be done on anybody. Mark this statement. Reality will be done on anybody, including you watching me. Reality will be done on you. And when reality will be done on you, there is no one that is going to save you. No one that is going to save you, because people are yet to realize where we are as a nation, the level things have gone wrong, because we were not meant to be one. The British knew Nigeria will not work. So that is one of the reasons why they set a time frame that these people could become one. But if these people fail to become one country after 100 years, come together and dissolve this amalgamation and so on and so forth, and after 100 years, people are saying, what should we do as a country? Let us divide. And that is part of the reason. Goodluck Jonathan knew that, yes, this country has expired. And he called for a national conference. He's a president. He cannot just come out and say, let's divide the country. That was the reason why he called the national conference. And what transpired? A lot of people came for the national conference, but the implementation of the conference is in disarray. The implementation was swept under the carpet. The file is still in Aso Rock. Nobody dares to implement it. Why? Because Buhari entered. For Buhari's mind, the progress, the solution to the problem we are facing in Nigeria is not in the same. He has another agenda, telling people to give up their land or they die to the borrow food that are imported. And a lot of things happen that I've said before, I don't want to repeat. But in a nutshell, you can write this on the wall. The dissolution of Nigeria is the solution to our current dilemma. I am Okocha, a political blogger that talks reality out of issues. You might disagree with me. Let me know your disagreement on the comment section. But don't forget that reality is going to hit you. Have a nice time.
That is why they're paying Facebook billions upon billions of US dollars to stop this truth from coming out. Did Ojukwu cause any war? Go on is alive, go and ask him. Did Ojukwu cause any war? Ojukwu went and negotiated restructuring with you in Aburi. You came back, Britain told you not to agree because Britain realized that all the component units of Britain knows that if you go back to regionalism, you will have economic growth. The country will do very well. But Britain doesn't want it. That was why they even instigated the Nzogbu coup, so-called Nzogbu coup, saying they will bring Awolowo to become the head of state. They knew what was going to happen. They wanted to truncate the economic miracle of Dr. Michael. But what I'm telling you are fast. Go and investigate for yourself. In the East, you had the fastest growing economy in the whole world, over 40% every year. In the West, Awolowo was performing his own miracle as well. Even in the North, Ahmadu Bello and Tafawa Balewa were doing very well. You had all those massive industries in the North. You even had Alamajiris that were employed in the North, meaningfully employed, gainfully employed. They were all doing very well. Britain said, no, for us to control these people, we need to impoverish them. Let us introduce this war. There was a coup by Nzogbu. And after that, there was the massacre of, as usual, massacre of our people in the North. Ojukwu said, I have to secure my land and my people. They said, no, let's go to Aburi to discuss it. Ojukwu went to Aburi and agreed restructuring. That's something now you're asking for, to tell you how foolish Nigerians are. They're very foolish. That same nonsense you're asking for now was discussed many years ago. Ojukwu sat down in Aburi with Gowon and decided that regionalism was the best way forward, restructuring, going back to who you were, 1963 Constitution, 1960-1963 Constitution. Be on your own and pay tax to the central government, as they have in America, as they have even in Britain. Britain, you have Scotland that is almost independent, Wales, the same thing, everybody is free, but Britain doesn't want the same thing they're enjoying to happen in Nigeria. Why? Ask yourself that question. Anybody telling you about one Nigeria is your enemy. I'll prove it to you now. Ojukwu negotiated devolution, regionalism. The North will be on their own, the West on their own, even Midwest on their own, and then the East on their own. It's the same one Nigeria. On their way to the airport, before they boarded the aircraft, a call came from Lagos, from the British High Commissioner in Lagos to Gowon, telling Gowon not to agree. After having signed the agreement, that same Gowon you're looking at today, God kept me alive so that he can witness the destruction he will bring upon that very zoo called Nigeria. Gowon said no. Do you know all the journalists in Nigeria, none of them have ever gone to Gowon to ask him, why did you say no to Aburi? Aburi was restructuring. None of those agitating for restructuring right now has ever gone to Gowon or gone to Nigeria to say, but Ojukwu negotiated restructuring. What happened? They came back and they said no. Ojukwu said, okay, so you want to continue to kill my people all over the place? No. Because of that, I'll declare Biafra. Today, they have brainwashed all of you with the perverse notion and thinking that somehow Ojukwu is responsible for causing a war, when opposite is the case. If not now, that after many years of hammering on this very topic, it has now sunk into the skull of the people that Gowon was the aggressor, not Ojukwu. That's how Nigeria is, always blaming the victim. And we lost over 5 million people during that very genocidal war. They killed over 5 million Biafrans. They wanted to wipe us away from the face of this very earth. But we survived it, and we are here today. Those they gave birth to, that have come. And this time with a wrath that you cannot even begin to imagine. And Biafra must come.